You are tuned to your number one character education channel. This is the seventh episode in our series, Attitude. And today, I'd like to share with you the true life story of a boy who had an attitude that landed him in a place he least expected. This boy, a student who suddenly discovered that his assignment in school was to keep a record of teachers' errors. So he had his notebook every class he went to. Now, instead of listening to what the teacher was saying in order to learn lessons from it, he paid attention, rapt attention for when the teacher would make a grammatical error and then he would note it. And what he did was to write the teacher's name, and each time the teacher made a mistake, he gave the teacher a star. So some teachers were 3-star generals, some were 4-star generals, depending on the number of mistakes or errors, if you like, they committed. And he continued this way. And obviously, that was an attitude. Okay, that was his way of responding to a lesson in class, to teaching. And so he continued this way, and his performance was obviously declining, it was poor. And this continued until a teacher noticed what was happening and said, "But what are you doing?" And he picked the book. "Is this what you're supposed to be writing now?" And when the teacher checked, wow, it was a big revelation. Names of teachers, the grammatical mistake they made, the number of times represented by stars, you know. So that was his own attitude to learning. That was how he reacted to learning. He saw himself as somebody who should evaluate a teacher's grammar. And when it was time for students to move to the next class to be promoted, he could not be promoted because his objective was different from the objective of other students in class. Okay, so that attitude took him to a very low altitude that disqualified him from gaining promotion. And at the end of the session, he was not willing to repeat. That was another attitude. Okay, he didn't want to go through that class and learn all he was supposed to learn afresh. So he had an attitude of going to the next phase without mastering what he should have mastered in the current level. And so he decided to leave the school and maybe go elsewhere where he will be absorbed into the next phase, leaving some gap behind. So this is a very sad story of a child who wouldn't follow the right attitude to learning in order to make progress. I hope we all learn a lesson or two from this so we can focus on what is important and ignore those things that are not important so we can make progress in life. Thank you for your time today. Bye.